Dr. Nerenberg's Mind-Body Workout System.
The title of today's class is How to Achieve Self-Mastery and Strong Positive Presence. It's for coaches and for executives. Part 2. Last week, we went into certain concepts such as thought partnering. As a coach, we want to be able to be a partner with our clients, be a partner with them on it, and give them thought options. It's a very important concept, thought options. You don't necessarily want to prescribe and say you should think these things, but here are some options. Because everybody's having self-talk all the time. We're all telling ourselves something, and usually it's pretty negative for most people a good portion of the time. Why is that? Well, part of the reason is that negative thoughts have survival value. We say, well, I've got to take care of this bothers me, this hurts me, this disappoints me, and it's like a pain in your side. It's telling you, hey, there's a problem you got to take care of. So the negative thoughts have survival value. But the other side of that, and very often with the negative thoughts, a fight or flight type of response. The only problem is in modern day society, it's not really a matter of survival. Mostly it's people overreacting. A good part of our negative reactions are overreacting. As a matter of fact, the cause of all stress, I'm going to give you a secret now that you want to write it down. The cause of all stress is loss of perspective. The whole universe gets defined by a problem. So, oh, I see the whole universe. Oh my gosh, this person said this, or I'm about to lose that. It's the whole universe, loss of perspective, as opposed to, oh, there's much more to the universe than that thought. So that all stress is caused by loss of perspective. If you think about your own life, you'll see that you're overreacting all the time. Because in a large picture of things, most of the things we react to aren't even worth reacting to. As a matter of fact, just look at what bothered you a year from now. Let's say you had a fight with your spouse even last week or 2 weeks ago. What were we fighting over? It was so important at the time, we were ready to kill over it. Well, that's an indication of what happens in the workplace, in our personal lives, anywhere. We're overreacting. There's a catastrophic, the world is collapsing. Everything's falling apart around me. And we're reacting with a lot of stress hormones, a lot of cortisol being secreted, and that's going to affect our cardiovascular system, our digestion, our sleep. So we're destroying ourselves. Okay, what is the universal cause of all stress? Loss of perspective. And we have a loss of perspective. What do we all do? Overreact. We all overreact. So we're all a victim of ourselves, this overreaction and loss of perspective. So in terms of achieving self-mastery, I want to show you how to get to a point where you're not overreacting. And it's achievable. You want to come to a point where you're not overreacting. And the only way to do that is you cannot have loss of perspective. Now, we already talked about your identity last time, part 1, but I want to review your identity. Always remember this, the thoughts that pop into your mind do not define who you are. Why is that? Why? Because you didn't choose those thoughts. It's based on your family upbringing, the society you're living in. That's your conditioned mind. Or it's based on your genetic mind, your instincts, your genes. The natural thing, somebody says something, the normal reaction, the genetic reaction, the instinctual reaction, strike back. Hurt me, hurt you. Take from me, I take from you. Insult me, I insult you. Boom, 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 like that. Stimulus response. And that makes you a what? A slave. Makes you a slave. No choices, no options. So in this whole form of coaching, or in this whole form of being, it's a path to freedom. From slavery to freedom. If all you're responding to in life is out of your conditioned mind, out of your genetic mind, your instinctual mind, you are a slave. So this is a path to freedom where you will be guided by your higher self, your spiritual self, your divine self, whatever name you want to give to it, as opposed to your lower self, your animal self, your genetic self, your conditioned self.